Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's tutorial, I will demonstrate how to draft, cut and sew a simple kimono blouse with an exposed center front zipper. Hi, my name is Ayo and welcome to 011 Clothings Tutorials. On this channel, I upload DIYs, pattern drafting and sewing tutorials. If you haven't subscribed yet, kindly do so and do not forget to turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. So now, let's get right into the tutorial. Thank you! I'll be working with the following items: tape measure, pins, calculator, water erasable fabric pencil, pair of fabric scissors, pair of paper scissors, rulers and curves, a short length of metal zip. I use a yard and a half of this striped crepe fabric, pattern paper. I'll be working with the following measurements: shoulder to shoulder 16 inches, bust circumference 38 inches, waist circumference 33 inches, hip circumference 40 inches, shoulder to waistline 15 inches, sleeve length 6 inches, blouse length 25 inches. I have here my pattern paper, which I have already laid out on the table. I have already drawn a margin of 2 inches at the top and 2 inches on the left hand side of the pattern paper. I will now go ahead and draw a rectangular box that will contain both the front and the back patterns. This is because both of them will be drafted within this rectangular box. To know the width of the rectangular box, I will look for the largest circumference between the bust, the waist and the hip circumference measurements, and in this case it is the hip circumference measurement, which is 40 inches. I will calculate the hip circumference divided by 2 plus 3 inches for ease. This is 40 inches divided by 2 plus 3 inches, and this is equal to 23 inches. I will measure and mark 23 inches like this. I will draw a vertical line downwards. As for the length of the rectangular box, the length will be the blouse length, which is 25 inches. I will measure and mark 25 inches downwards like this from the upper starting line. I will draw a horizontal line across. Next, I will divide the rectangular box into 2 equal halves vertically, like this. This side will be the center back, while this other side will be the center front. I will measure and mark 1 inch downwards from the upper starting line. I will draw a horizontal line across. This is the back shoulder line. I will also measure and mark 1.5 inches downwards from the upper starting line. I will draw a horizontal line across. This is the front shoulder line. Next, I will calculate the armhole depth using the formula bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5. This is 38 divided by 6 plus 1.5, and this is equal to 7.8 inches. From the back shoulder line, I will measure and mark 7.8 inches downwards like this. The armhole depth from the upper starting line is 8.8 inches. I will measure and mark this 8.8 inches downwards from the upper starting line on the center front line. I will draw a horizontal line across. This is the armhole line. The shoulder to waistline measurement is 15 inches. From the upper starting line, I will measure and mark 15 inches downwards like this. I will draw a horizontal line across. This is the waistline. For the back neckline, I will use a value of 3 inches by 1 inch. Using a French curve, I will draw the back neckline curve like this. For the front neckline, I will use a value of 3 inches by 3 inches. Using a French curve, I will draw the front neckline curve like this. Next, I will divide the shoulder to shoulder measurement by 2. This is 16 inches divided by 2 and this is equal to 8 inches. On the back shoulder line, I will measure and mark 8 inches like this, starting from the center back. I will connect these 2 points together like this to give me the slanted shoulder line for the back pattern. Also, on the front shoulder line, I will measure and mark 8 inches like this, starting from the center front. I will connect these 2 points together to give me the slanted shoulder line for the front pattern. On the armhole line, I will also measure and mark this same 8 inches, starting from the center back and also the center front. I will connect these points together with broken lines like this. Next, I will calculate the bust circumference plus 4 inches for ease divided by 4. This is 38 plus 4 divided by 4 and this is equal to 10.5 inches. On the armhole line, I will measure and mark 10.5 inches starting from the center back and also the center front. On these broken lines, on the back pattern, I will locate and mark the middle point. From the middle point, I will go in by half an inch. I will connect these 2 points together with my ruler like this. I will also connect these 2 lower points together with my French curve like this. On the front pattern, on the broken lines, I will go up by 3 inches from the armhole line. From the 3-inch point, I will go in by 3/4 of an inch. I will connect these 2 points together with my ruler like this. I will also connect these 2 lower points with my French curve like this. Next, I will calculate the waist circumference plus 4 inches for ease divided by 4. This is 33 plus 4 divided by 4 and this is equal to 9.25 inches. On the waistline, I will measure and mark 9.25 inches like this, starting from the center back and also the center front. Next, I will calculate the hip circumference plus 4 inches for ease divided by 4. This is 40 plus 4 divided by 4 and this is equal to 11 inches. At the end of the pattern, which is also the hip line in this case, I will measure and mark 11 inches like this, starting from the center back and also the center front. I will connect these points together to give me the side seams of the back and the front patterns. To curve the ends of the front and the back patterns, I will go up by 1 inch from the hem at the 2 side seams. At the center back and also at the center front, I will come down by 1 inch. I will now curve the ends of the front and the back patterns like this using my pattern master. I will alter the basic necklines. I will increase the back neck width by half an inch. I will increase the back neck depth by 1 inch. Using a ruler and a French curve, I will redraw the back neckline curve like this. For the front neckline, I will increase the front neck width by 0.5 inch and the front neck depth by 1 inch. Using a ruler and a French curve, I will redraw the front neckline curve like this. This shaded part is no longer part of the front and the back patterns. I will cut out the front and the back patterns. These are the front and the back pattern pieces. I will go ahead and fix extra pattern paper to the armhole areas so as to create the kimono sleeve. This is the back pattern, and as you can see, I have fixed extra pattern paper to the armhole area. I will extend the shoulder line beyond the shoulder tip like this. The sleeve length that I'm working with is 6 inches. From the shoulder tip, I will measure and mark 6 inches like this. From the 6-inch point, I will come down by 1 inch. Using my French curve, I will curve the upper part of the kimono sleeve like this. From the base of the armhole, I will come down by 1.5 inches 2 times. I will draw out a small horizontal line from this first 1.5 inch point like this. On this horizontal line, I will measure and mark 2 inches. I will connect these 2 points together like this with my French curve. I will also connect these 2 points together with my ruler like this. I will cut it out. This is the front pattern. I will repeat exactly the same thing on the front pattern as well. These are the front and the back pattern pieces. I will compare the shapes of the shoulder lines and the kimono sleeve. And I will trim off the uneven ends. I will go ahead and cut out these pattern pieces on my fabric. I have pinned the back and the front pattern pieces to my fabric. As you can see, both the back and the front pieces will be cut on fold. The fabric has already been folded into 2 layers. I used half an inch seam allowance all around the pattern, except for the side seam and the hem where I used 1 inch seam allowance. I will cut them out. I will notch the center front at the neckline and also at the hem. This is very important because of the exposed zip that will be fixed at the center front neckline. I have gone ahead to fix the exposed zipper to the center front of the blouse. I have a separate detailed tutorial on how to fix the exposed zipper. I will go ahead and drop the link to the tutorial in the description box once I have uploaded it. This is the back piece. I will remove the pattern from the fabric. I will place the back piece on top of the front piece like this, right side to right side. I will pin the shoulders in place. After pinning, I will take it to my sewing machine and I will stitch it in place using 1/2 inch sewing allowance. So now the stitching has been done, as you can see. I have overlocked the raw edges. I will now go ahead and use this bias tape to finish the neckline of the blouse. With the right sides of the bias tape and the main fabric together, I will fold over the end of the bias tape to the other side like this. I will sew the bias tape to the neckline of the blouse using 1/4 inch sewing allowance. Once I approach the end of the neckline, I will cut the excess bias tape, but I will leave about 1/2 inch extra, which I will fold over to the other side like this. Then I will sew to the end of the neckline. Next, I will go ahead and understitch the 1/4 inch seam allowance to the right side of the bias tape like this. Next, I will carefully arrange the bias tape like this. I will fold under the 1/4 inch seam allowance at the edge of the bias tape like this. I will sew the bias tape in place about 1/8 inch away from the edge of the bias tape. I am sewing with the wrong side of the blouse facing up. You should avoid sewing on the zipper teeth. It is metal and it will most likely break your machine needle. So now the stitching has been done, as you can see, and I've given the neckline a good press with my iron. Next, I will fix a band at the hem of the kimono sleeve. I will measure the hem of the sleeve. This gave me a value of 17 inches. I will add extra 2 inches to this just in case. And this gave me a value of 19 inches. As you can see, the edges of the sleeve is not straight, hence the need to add extra 2 inches to the length. 19 inches is the length of the band and the width is 4 inches. I will go ahead and cut 2 fabric pieces following this dimension. I have gone ahead to do the cutting, as you can see, and I have fused interfacing to the wrong sides of the 2 pieces. I have also pressed the 2 band pieces into 2 equal halves. I will notch the middle of the 2 band pieces. I will now pin the bands to the ends of the kimono sleeves, making sure that the middle point on the band aligns with the shoulder seam lines. The right side of the band is facing the wrong side of the main fabric. After pinning, I will take it to my sewing machine and I will stitch it in place using 1/2 inch sewing allowance. So now the stitching has been done, as you can see. After stitching, I overlock the raw edges and also have understitched the seam allowance to the edge of the sleeve on the wrong side of the main fabric. I have excess fabric at the sides which I will trim off later. I will fold over the band to the right side like this. I will pin the band in place. I will go ahead and sew the edges of the sleeve to the band about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge of the fabric. So now the stitching has been done, as you can see. I will remove the pins. I will now trim off the excess fabric at the sides. I will secure the upper part of the band in place using hand stitching with a needle and a thread. With the right sides together, I will go ahead and sew the side seams of the blouse in place using 1 inch sewing allowance. But first, I will pin it in place. So now the stitching has been done, as you can see. I have sewn the side seams together and I've also hemmed the lower parts of the blouse. I have given the entire blouse a thorough press with my pressing iron. So that's it guys, we are done, and this is the final look of this simple kimono blouse with a center front exposed zipper. If you find this video helpful, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, share this video with your friends who are interested in sewing, and do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. See you in my next tutorial. Bye, and thank you so much for watching.